Turning next to campaign 2012, the Des Moines Register has endorsed Mitt Romney for the Republican presidential nomination. With just 16 days to go before the Iowa caucuses, the paper says in its Sunday edition, quote, "Rebuilding the economy is the nation's top priority, and Romney makes the best case among the Republicans that he could do that." For more on that endorsement and the rest of the Republican race, we turn to our political director, John Dickerson in Washington. John, good evening to you.
Good evening, Russ.
How important is this endorsement for Mitt Romney?
It's a nice piece of news for Mitt Romney, but Iowa Republican insiders say it's not going to change many minds. The Des Moines Register doesn't have the sway among conservatives that the union leader does in New Hampshire. But the paper does frame the choice between the two Republican frontrunners. It talks about Romney's stability and criticizes Newt Gingrich for his lack of discipline. The paper's just the latest to raise those issues about Gingrich. Iowa's Governor Terry Branstad, a popular Republican, wondered about whether Gingrich had the temperament for the job, as did the National Review. So by itself, the Des Moines Register endorsement may not mean much for Romney, but it adds to a flood of doubt about Gingrich. Newt
Gingrich continues to catch some flack for some consulting work he did for Freddie Mac, in which he received, according to published reports, between $1.6 and $1.8 million. The Wall Street Journal ran an editorial basically accusing Gingrich of a lack of candor on this issue. Gingrich talked about it today on Face the Nation. Let's hear what he had to say.
Well, I think candidly we earned that editorial by not stopping and handling this from the day one and laying it out. The facts are, I didn't personally get that kind of money. It went to a consulting firm which had offices in 3 cities. The share I got of it was relatively small.
John, what do you think? Is that answer enough to put this issue to rest, or is there more problems to come for Newt Gingrich on this?
Probably more to come. Conservatives think Freddie Mac contributed to the economic downturn, and they don't like the permanent establishment where politicians can profit from their service by helping special interests at the expense of the people. What gives Gingrich, who's been forceful in other answers, has kind of been mumble-mouthed in explaining his role, and his campaign has peaked just at the right time as voters are making their decision about who to vote for. His challenge now is to get this Freddie Mac issue out of the way so that he can make his final pitch to voters about why they should elect him.
John Dickerson in Washington, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Russ.